we're out of business, period. So if the fans, anyway, let's do this. Ready?
Let's go.
All right, take a deep breath. It's a crazy night in the Big Daddy Road Show.
Heavy.
Had to bench somebody.
Heavy.
Sucks. Shit happens. I'm not playing. I'm taking this seriously. Okay, let's do a podcast in 3, 2, 1. Pow. It's a melancholy night in the old abandoned coal town in the Poconos. What? Say what, Big Daddy?
What?
I'll tell you, Lance Romance is back. He's always late, but at least he's a professional. Listen, I'm going to say this one more time for anybody coming on my show, or maybe in the future wants to come on my show. Lay off the booze before you come on my show. Or whatever. Smoke, pills, psychedelics. Give me a fucking break. Lance Romance always coming back with some crazy talk. Let's just jump right in.
Hey man,
what a week! This is what are we like 6-7 days before the inaugural? 5 days? I don't even know.
We're hunting it down, man. We're coming close. It's got to be 6 right now because I think what is it? Friday? I think it's Friday. Right?
I'm gonna try and get this show right up without. I'm not even gonna post produce this one because you know what? I need you guys to hear what a show sounds like. With, like right now, I got a cold. You wake up, you got a cold.
Sucks.
Right? Sucks balls. Well, that's
Drain.
but you know what? The show must go on. And the fan page on Facebook is electric this week. I don't know what's going on. I think, too, you do better, Lance, when you piss people off.
That's what I love.
Ignite a fire under their
I love
ass.
it.
I don't know.
You
try to be the nice guy, and you know what happens to nice guys?
Yeah, they get shit on.
They finish last.
But they finish last, and they finish hard, though, man. With the effort that they push, people start to catch on. It's all
no, that's what I'm trying to say. People are catching on, but I'm just like, God, it just seems like adults don't want to be adults when you need to be adults.
They want to win.
Sure, and I get it because I'm like, this show is so stupid sometimes.
A lot of them anymore want that participation trophy. They want the diaper pins.
I'm questioning where this show is going every day more and more now because there's so many more people listening.
It's good.
And
diversity is good on stuff like this. Diversity in the world and spreading that into our integral
into the front.
Yeah,
lift that up a little bit. There we go.
Not a good plan.
That's the way it's got to be for it to sound great.
And for all those that understand, or don't understand. I went through 4 years of college. I went through 6 years of college. I went through fucking how many goddamn years of college? 8 years, whatever the hell it is.
What college?
Whatever college. Do you honestly expect to come out of that being taught what you should think versus how to think and end up ahead of all the rest with the amount of money that you now have to pay in?
It's already getting crazy on the show.
The middle class. This is a screw job, just like Obamacare, to pound the middle class into oblivion, where there is no diversity, where there is no challenge, there is nothing. There's nothing to challenge the elite of this world that are consolidated and collectivized just about everything.
And it seems like in government positions, this is interesting you bring this up because I was thinking this thought the same way. 2008, what happened? That big bank fiasco, right? A bank fiasco that you can't tell me for a second people didn't know was coming down the pike. You can't tell me people sitting in the big seats in Washington didn't know housing bubbles are there, student loan bubbles are there. Like, if you know that they're there, or if you know that the Fed's doing what they're doing and they're just printing money and making our money worthless, if you know this, then it's all just a big fucking game anyway. And this is where Big Daddy's at. Like you were saying before the show, we better watch our backs. Better make sure people have our...
Now, the more that you're open, the more that you put out. I've had my computer hacked twice. And no, I was not on porn sites when this fucking happened. I was on alternative media news from across the seas researching. That's all I was doing. All of a sudden, boom, I get millions of windows that open up. I get this FBI warning that pops up in front of my face. Next thing I know, my computer's compromised. It's down. Out. Dead.
No kidding.
Tapped into some bad territory.
I ran a poker forum, and the people didn't even like what I was saying about some shit about online poker, and I wake up and I had like a skull with blood dripping down my.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened.
Yeah.
My laptop was dead, fried. It had warned me too. Like you're done. This computer's going bye bye.
No, absolutely. I mean, we can get easily.
It's weird though to
compromised.
see blood coming down on your screen
Sure.
that's like,
Just
but
shit
it's so
freaks you out,
but it's
man.
so cowardly. It's like these hackers are so. I'm not trying to get them pissed at the show, but it's like
You got to understand. They probably have a damn good paycheck to do what they do. There's how many hackers out there in the world, and I tell you what, if you grow up in that world, it's easily understood. And those who are good
but
at
you're
it,
such a troll if you work
right,
for
absolutely.
people like that.
You're a pathetic soul. You are absolutely a pathetic soul. You're selling out your own goddamn country, your own damn people, and everything with it. You
You're
idiots.
supposed to have
You idiots.
freedom of expression and speech.
You
and
feel
it's so-
powerful because you're weak.
Aren't they like the brown shirts though? Don't they go down
Absolute-
first?
Perfect analogy, buddy. Perfect. You're right on top. You're like a hound dog
Trust
on a
me,
wood
Big
pile.
Daddy's got game. I just get so tired of having these conversations.
No, it does get old. It puts me in
And
the
you know what?
nausea when
Most
you
of the
go over it
people
over and over
listening,
again.
like you said, they've been conditioned to be like, "Oh, those two are just blabbing on about blah blah blah."
Well, and it's a certain percentage anymore because you look at right now, the congressional approval right now in this country is in the single digits.
yeah. So maybe that's just it. Maybe they know people are so pissed off and so disconnected.
Right.
That maybe they have to make big moves just to corral everybody, the masses, back into the cage.
Well, just watch. Just watch. I can't do it. I cannot convince myself.
Your leaders either have your back or they don't,
They
right?
don't. Absolutely. And I can't convince myself right now to sit down and watch even 5 minutes of CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, any of those fucking places. It's all a bunch of bullshit. And if you watch their eyes, they're all watching teleprompters. They're being told what to say. You're sellouts.
Yeah.
And everybody's getting it.
But if that's been the way they were trained since like right out of high school and college, they don't know any different.
That's just it. They're compartmentalized.
They're taught that this is what media is. Read the prompter.
You're pushed into a job. You're doing a job.
You
you're
can't
collecting a
tell me they're
paycheck.
not sitting there some days and going, really? I got to read this? Like,
You know,
this is what I'm going to read
Tell
right
me
now.
about it. Did you see what just happened to Megyn Kelly? She went over to NBC. News,
Yeah, even
right?
that
Did you
switch
see-
is weird. Yeah.
Right, the minute that she went over, the very minute she went over, there was people watching this shit, waiting for it. They reported out and they showed on their YouTube channel, NBC. The minute that she signed the contract and she went over, they lost 250,000 participation units. That's measured through Alexa.com. Just dropped like a rock. I'm like, there's a sign of the times they're going on.
Yeah, what?
Nobody trusts these outlets anymore. They're done.
Well, what are they doing? Are they trading them like baseball and football players? Like,
No,
what the
well,
hell's
she
going on?
sold herself out. As soon as, if you,
Well, it's America. It's her right to get more money, right?
Right, exactly. And everybody knows. And I mean, if you don't know, if you're watching mainstream media news and you don't know this shit, then you probably should just turn this off.
Lance,
Because this is bullshit.
My wife, God bless her, she watches like the local news, right? If you watch the friggin' news, it's commercials.
ridiculous.
They
Big Pharma.
spew the same
Absolutely.
bullshit every time they come back from a commercial. Even television shows. What do? They're packed with commercials, and then they go to commercial teasing you about the story that's coming, and then they come back after the commercial and they feed you 10 minutes of the same shit before they teased you. They repeat the same thing again.
Here's a very interesting thing that just happened probably over the past couple months. People that I know through work, through friendships, through other places that I've lived, all my friends on Facebook, blah, 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 blah. They've been hitting me. They're bombarding me because they're starting to catch on to like what the message is coming out on like your family channels, like your normal, you come home from work, you do your dinner, and whether you sit down at a big table like you absolutely should with your family and like have that dinner. Whether or not you do that, the afterward programming, when quotation marks, they're sitting there and they're starting to see it. They're starting to see the anti-family message, the anti-gun.
Oh, come on. It's been anti-family since the 80s.
Oh, my God, it's
Are you
ridiculous.
kidding me?
The anti-gun message that's being pumped out there, and they're starting to really see it, and they're getting pissed off. They're really starting to get irritated.
Be too late, Lance. It might be too late because families really. How many families do you know that don't they have like every cancer's got that cancer in it?
I still try to hang on to hope. I still try to hang on to hope because here there is. We have a multi-generational, fucking unit here in this goddamn country. And there's a lot of different morals and ethics that are being brought in, along with recorded syphilis and recorded all kinds of what is the MRSA and recorded what is the other thing, leprosy.
Well, a lot of those,
but this stuff is being allowed in without being screened. Okay, so
yeah, but a lot of that stuff could be affecting people's brains too.
Right, that's my problem. So you have head lice that is exploding off the charts in this country ever since all these illegals are starting to be brought in. We know there's records of the Department of Homeland Security saying, we got people down here that are coming across the border with fucking leprosy.
Right.
Let them through. Let them through. Let them through. There's no holdup. They're pushed through. They're now entering schools in Dallas, Texas, and Houston, Texas. This has been noted. There is a flag up.
Well, this is why the government was set up with states.
Gotta stop, man.
This is why states exist. They're supposed to do their own thing. You know, you're supposed to be independent of other states. You know, what will certain states put up with? What states do you think are doing the best they can to combat all this bullshit?
Exactly. But
which one? Do you know which ones?
And everybody. That's how this country is and was founded. The state law is the state law, and every state should not be ever federalized by a consortium of international bankers that have will upon us and power above us to dictate those laws to us.
Money talks, Lance. Money talks.
That's exactly it. Look who owns it. Motherfuckers.
Right.
And they're going down because they're getting exposed. I have not once in like 20 years down the rabbit hole seen on so many fronts globally the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and the Saxe-Coburg-Gotha's name being brought up over and over and over, along with Zbigniew Brzezinski, whose daughter is one of the head people on the Morning Joe on MSNBC. What's her name? Zika or Rika or whatever the fuck her name is. She's his daughter. You people need to look into Zbigniew Brzezinski and his influence on Carter back in the 80s to pull in the Mujahideen into Afghanistan that drew in the Russians for a 10-year war with Afghanistan that bankrupted their country on purpose. What the fuck do you think they did to us?
Well,
same people as presidential informants and advisors all the way up to today, including George Soros, who has warrants for global crimes over the entire world, and he's sitting here with diplomatic immunity to the UN granted by the Rockefeller Nation, who founded the UN, and this guy's allowed to be an advisor to our president? Are you kidding me?
Okay, so let's slow down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Big Daddy Road Show. Getting a little cuckoo already, right? Maybe. I don't mean to say it like in a demeaning way. I'm just saying this is some crazy talk. We are talking some out there shit. What do you think? Tell us on the fan page. Visit the website, BigDaddyRoadshow.com. There's comments. Listen, I hear it all the time. People love Lance and people love to not like Lance. I appreciate Lance. He's an outside-the-box thinker. He is at least somebody's out there looking into all this shit. Let me tell you before we go to break. Just before the show, he said, "Hey, Big Daddy, go check out YouTube and this tunnel opening, this grand opening, this CERN tunnel." And I went, and I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna post this on the fan page. Go check it out. And first, tell Big Daddy, why would you have an opening like this for a fucking train tunnel? Like, what is the necessity of the theatrics to the level of one of the best shows you'd see in Vegas? Yeah, go ahead. He's still on.
I saw what triggered this.
It was devils and popes.
Oh my God! And I saw this a while ago, and I just sat in awe. I just sat back and I said, "This is unbridled evil."
What if they're what if the evil? What if the evil though is that all these entities, the church, the governments, they're all intertwined together, and it's all just they're going to get it so stupid where people just get on their knees and do what people are supposed to do. I guess.
I what's weird is this
put money into baskets.
No shit, man. I start to go back, and I haven't done it like real recently, but I start to go back and read a little bit of excerpts in the Bible and stuff like that, and like.
But
it
half of the
is
people
freaky
listening-
weird. It's freaky
Half of the
weird.
people listening don't even dig the Bible.
No,
They're
but
like,
I know. But
if
it's
you do your
freaky.
history about shit like that, the Bible was written about things that happened
Sure,
thousands of years
ago.
prior.
And,
that
and,
were the same.
and repetition.
The floods, all
In
this
repetition.
shit. Yeah.
You go back even before that thing was supposedly written. No matter what version you look at,
But what does that tell you about the human condition, the human mind?
We're sick.
Is that,
We're sick.
or is it that we're sick, or that we're just the masses?
We've been herded.
The
We've
masses
been herded.
are easily conditioned.
Absolutely herded.
Yeah.
We
out
need
of
to think.
fear.
Yes,
Out
and
of,
for once in our lives right now, we're hitting the crescendo of to the point where we're that sick of it that we're now thinking way outside the box. Some of us are still trapped within.
But they're not showing you
And
a
there's-
game plan.
No, but
what
now-
happens after all this? The system that was in place all these hundreds of
It's
years.
just all about total control. It's all about
Understand that, but what's the if it's beat down, if these
Here-
people are
well,
taken
yeah.
to task, what is the new program? Anarchy? People do whatever the fuck they want.
No,
there is.
it's merging. They've now these elites they've expressed themselves to merge with technology, and they have. There's so many.
No, I'm
different,
saying if these elites that are the bad,
they don't want us
bad
part of
guys.
it. They don't want us part of it. They want to shut us right the fuck down. There's so many things where they've expressed themselves as that we'll become their pets, that will become their servitude slaves.
What I'm saying, Lance, is
like,
maybe
you
we
guys
already
sick.
are. Maybe we already are.
Oh,
their
we probably
pets.
have been. Oh, absolutely. But you really got to look back at where did all this shit actually really, really, really start. And that's where a lot of us get to, because when you fall all the way down, you start to understand all this stuff. And you start to see, okay, time out.
Wait,
if I'm a regular dude out there in the fucking country, and I got my MSNBC, and I got my fucking PR, and I have my CNN, and I might have my Fox News, and ABC and NBC and whatever the bullshit. What the fucking hell is that thing? The View. Pfft. Okay, whatever. That's where I'm getting my knowledge from without doing any personal research. Really?
Do you think people do reading? The majority of people
Are you
read.
that ridiculous? Are you at this time and age with the technology in our hands? Are you that simple-minded to believe this shit?
Yeah. I
You
think they
really need to check yourself. So, going forward from that, and numerous people that I've known, personally known historians that graduated with great degrees. I've sat down, had numerous talks with them, and have agreed with almost everything that I've talked to them about. So there is about a plunge. You've had this handoff. Has it ever been successful? No, it never has. But there's always this constant push for a global world order, something over top of all of us. This thing goes all the way back to Alexander the Great. And you can see, if you pay attention to history and you delve into it, from one angle or another, at the very end of one push for it, it hands the baton right over to another. This thing's been going on for centuries. It ain't new.
Okay, so
when
when
they say New World Order, there ain't no damn New World Order. This is fucking old world disorder. It's rule through chaos, folks.
Yeah, and you're about to see it this week, possibly. All right, so when we come back, we're going to bring all this together and talk about Trump. And boy, I've never seen everybody so polarized over this. It's happened before. Believe me, the liberals didn't like Ronnie Reagan. I remember hearing that as a kid, but I don't remember it being this hot. The transfer of power. So when we come back after this break, we're going to bring it. We're going to really just bring it and focus into now, this week, what's going on, who's getting fired, who's getting hired, and all the other crazy shit that's going down. This is the Big Daddy Road Show. Boom.